8 keys to authentic living. Key number 3, living without regret. Hello lovelies, it's Tiina here from Own, Kind of Wonderful, helping you reclaim who you truly are in simple steps. So, number 3, living without regrets. Now, Bronnie Ware is a person who, I think she's a singer-songwriter really, but she was working a lot with people who were dying. And she asked questions and about regrets that people might have. And in these conversations, she started noticing some things that came up again and again. And she wrote a blog about it that got very, very popular, and eventually wrote a book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. Now, and the number 1 regret, dying people, is that they regret that they didn't live their life, or they didn't have the courage to live their life according to their own wants and needs and dreams, and instead live their lives according to others' expectations of them. Now, when I read that, and when I speak about this, speak about authentic living publicly, you know, saying that brings tears to my eyes, because I think it is so sad that so many of us have this blessed life on this earth. You know, we get this stab at, you know, being in this body and experiencing life. And what we do is we just live according to others' expectations and wants and needs, instead of going, hey, what makes my heart sing in this lifetime? And again, that doesn't mean that you're behaving like an ass to everybody else. Absolutely not. But that you kind of go, well, this is what I want. This is what makes me feel so good. You know? This is my vision, and I dare to go after it. And so often those expectations come from, of course, family. You know, we expect you to become something, you know, specific. Can come from a partner, can come from friends, cultural expectations, societal expectations, gender expectations, right? I'm a woman, therefore, these are the options available to me. And less so. But if we go back 50 years, you know, if I was a woman and I said, well, I want to be a car mechanic, I love motors, like, you know, putting things together is like fascinating, and that's just amazing for me. That probably wouldn't have been totally celebrated and accepted. Like, yay, you're a woman who wants to be a car mechanic. You know, it was like, no, you're a nurse because you have vagina. Right? Never mind what goes on up here and what your fingers want to do, and, you know, sort and fix things, whatever. Luckily, it's less and less like that today, but there is still some stuff going on, like, you know, I think men who want to work with children, young children, that's like number 1. It's like, you know, you, like, and secondly, what are you a pedophile? Like that, you know, that's where we're at. You know, either you're not a man, or you've got some ulterior motive. We haven't kind of accepted that actually a man would want to be a good role model for kids. So there's still some work to do, absolutely, in accepting people and their dreams, regardless of gender. But definitely, you know, many people grow up and their father has been, you know, what can we take, a doctor, and therefore the expectation is that you will be a doctor, or at least have some kind of vocation that is at that level. Anything else is unacceptable. And I think the classic examples, of course, the people who want to be artists, you know, and it's like, no, can't make a living out of that. That's just a hobby, you know. So living a whole life marching to somebody else's drum, coming to the end of your life going, shit, like, really? I didn't really live at all, and now it's over. You know, regardless of what comes after, you know, we all have different beliefs about that. So why don't you take just a couple of minutes to think about that time in the future, like bring that time in the future to you, however old, 98, 158, 87, and think, okay, it's time for me to leave this world. Like, and I want to think back at my life like I fully lived, whatever that means to me, because it's different for all of us, right? It doesn't have to be something magnificent, that you have to be the president of the universe, or that you have to be the biggest sports star, or the actress who wins 15 Oscars. No, we're all different. What makes life special for you, and what do you want to be thinking back at? Like thinking, it's time for me to leave this world. And if I lived it like this, I would be at peace and know I did what I wanted on this planet and lived who I wanted to be. For myself, I refuse to be one of those people with that regret. I'm sure I will have some regrets, no doubt, right? But I'd rather be 97 or whatever and think back and go, yeah, that was a big failure trying that thing out. That hurt, but at least I gave it a good damn shot, right? I didn't sit there wondering if I could or should, based on what other people would think. Of course it matters to me what other people think, but I can't live my life ruled by what other people think. There are a few people in the world that I will absolutely consult with things and listen to what they say. But if the mass opinion is like, well, no, Tiina, you can't be on YouTube because you're not 25, well, quite frankly, I'll go yourself. I'm going to try this. Why not? It's my one life. And then if I fail, whatever fail means, because at least I did something, then can it ever be a failure? It might not pan out as I planned, definitely. But yeah, I had the courage to do it, right? So what do you want to have the courage to do to really, again, coming back to Wayne Dyer, not to die with the music still in you? Good stuff. So time for a bit of a reflection. What kind of life do you want to have lived when it's time to leave? So that you don't have that number one regret of, I wish I had had the courage to live my life according to my own wants and needs. Right. Next time, looking a little bit more into why is authentic living important. We're looking into some research. We're looking into some links between not living authentically and addiction, for example. So that's an important episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment, let me know your thoughts. You might have something really useful to add for everybody else who's watching this to know. So why not contribute? See you next time.